fans, we are ready for NFL picks for week number 1 in the league where they play. In the league where they play. I said in the league where they play. For pay! Great to be back with you. The best audience in all of YouTube is right here. The most knowledgeable audience in all of YouTube is right here. The most loyal audience in all of YouTube is definitely right here. Back for another season. Didn't I just watch Tampa Bay win the Super Bowl? Didn't I just watch Tom Brady win again? This time with a new team, the Buccaneers? That was 7 months ago? Hard to believe. They say the older you get, the faster time goes by. And I believe it, because when I was in like the 5th grade, I felt like that year took 10 years. Now the seasons go by so quickly, the summer flies by. The Super Bowl was 7 months ago. We're in September already. Hard to believe, but I am pumped up, ready to go. Are you ready for some football? Are you ready? We got all sorts of things cooking. Rookie quarterbacks, new coaches. We got all sorts of things to go through. Now, I say this every year. Start slow. Start slow. You don't want to, you don't know what's going to happen early on. There's going to be teams we think are going to be good that are going to be bad. Teams we think are going to be bad that are going to be good. You got to see what's going on here. Don't go crazy with the betting right away. Let it, let it percolate a little bit. Like I take the month of September to see what's going on, then I start betting heavy in October. Then I start betting heavy in October. Go slow. Also, my favorite bet personally is the 2-team teaser. My second favorite bet is money line. I don't like to bet 16 games against the spread. The spreads are very difficult. I like the 2-team teaser. You bet the way you want. You want to bet against the spread? Do it. You want to bet super teasers? Do it. I just go through the games and how I would use each team personally. We have a lot of fun doing it. You guys are just as smart as I am. You guys and gals are just as smart as me. You bet the way you want. I'm not going to tell you to take these 2 teams, that team. I'm just going to give you an idea of how I would play each and every game. Me personally, what's worked for me over the years, the 2-team teaser. I don't go, beyond that much. Occasionally I'll do a 3-team teaser, but I know a lot of people do the super teasers. To me, that's too much for me. 2-team teaser, when you can move the line 6 points, a lot of games in the NFL are close. So just think about that. We're ready to go. Pick number 1. Thursday night game. And I don't like Thursday night football. I wish they'd do away with it. I've said it a million times. Just keep Dallas and Detroit on Thanksgiving. The rest of Thursday can go. I don't like that the season starts on Thursday. I would prefer it start on Sunday. I don't like that the teams most of the time only have 3 days to prepare. This is a little different, this game, because it starts the year. I don't like Thursday night football. I probably won't pick many Thursday night games, but I'll pick this one. Let's start with the Super Bowl champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home, raising the banner. How about Tampa Bay the end of last year? I always say this, the team that gets hot at the end wins. Whether it's the Giants or the Steelers or the Packers. Look at the teams that get hot at the end. The NFL is 16 games, but there's a lot of twists and turns in those 16 games. We watched Tampa Bay at the beginning of the year, and they didn't look good at all. We watched them against the Saints in Tampa, and the Saints just obliterated them during the regular season. But Tampa got hot at the right time. They end up beating the Saints in the playoffs, send Drew Brees to retirement, and Tampa Bay goes on to win the Super Bowl and beats the Chiefs doing it. And Brady wins again. What a run by Tampa Bay. What a run, and we did not see that coming at the beginning of last year. They were not playing that great. So Tampa Bay at home, -8 against, how about them Cowboys? The Dallas Cowboys. Led by Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, of course, missed all of last year with that horrific injury. Basically didn't play at all in the preseason. Got his big contract. Says he's ready to go for week 1. We'll see about him. McCarthy this year has a lot to prove as coach, because he was at best shaky last year. McCarthy looks like he could sink quickly if Dallas doesn't get off to a big start. And this is no easy game to start the season. And again, we'll see about Prescott. He hasn't played at all. You would think Dallas is going to have the offense. You would think Dallas, as we always say, is the slight favorite to win the division. And they always underwhelm us, at least the last few years. That division is right there for the taking. You would think Dallas, especially offensively, would be good. The safe play here. 2-team teasers, 6 points. Move the line from 8 to 2. You have to like Tampa Bay. This is asking too much from Dak Prescott and Dallas in week 1. You're on the road against one of the best teams in football, if not the best. They did win it last year. Your quarterback is coming off a horrific injury. Didn't play at all in the preseason. You don't know how good this defense is going to be. The safe play here is Tampa -2 in a 2-team teaser. That's the safe way to go. Dallas won this game, they'd show me a lot right off the bat. That would be a big win for McCarthy. I think that's asking a little too much too early here from Dallas. I got to stick with Tampa Bay here. I don't bet Thursday Night Football, but if I was to play it, Tampa 2-team teaser. Pick number 1. Pick number 2. Let's go to Buffalo! Whoa! Buffalo! Whoa! Buffalo! Buffalo, who the commissioner says they would like to keep the team in Buffalo. They're trying to get a new stadium. They definitely need a new stadium up there, and the team should stay in Buffalo. Great fans up in Buffalo. They deserve a new stadium. The Buffalo Bills, who are getting better and better, are -6.5 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Josh Allen, of course, looks really good. He's getting better and better. By the way, Trubisky is the backup for Buffalo. I didn't realize that. You have to think Buffalo is the favorite to win the AFC East. I know a lot of people say New England. I don't know about that. I think it's Buffalo's time now. I think it's Buffalo's time. I mean, you can never count New England out. But to me, Buffalo is the favorite to win that division. And then you got the Steelers. Listen, Tomlin has never had a losing season, so you know the Steelers are not going to be awful. But I think the Steelers' days of winning Super Bowls are over, and that goes for Big Ben as well. Remember last year the Steelers, what they start off like 11-0, fell apart. Defense took a million injuries. I think the Steelers will be okay, but I don't see them being better than Cleveland and Baltimore in the division. So you're looking at third at best in your own division. I think they'll be okay, but they're not an upper echelon Super Bowl team. They need to start thinking about replacing Big Ben. I don't think the quarterback of the future is on the Steelers roster. I know the Steelers like a few of these young guys they have on the bench. I don't like any of them personally. That's just me. So the Steelers got to be thinking soon about replacing Big Ben. Again, like the first game, the safe play here is move the line to basically pick them and take the Bills. The Bills are going this way, and the Steelers are kind of a little going that way. You gotta like Buffalo here at home to get the win. To me, that's, again, the safe play like week 1, 2-team teaser, take the Bills. It's asking a lot for Pittsburgh with an aging quarterback to go into Buffalo and beat the Bills, who are a now team. Buffalo, pick number 2. Pick number 3. Let's go down to Carolina. Yeah, Carolina with the Carolina Panthers are -5.5 against the New York Football Jets. Carolina, their new quarterback is Mr. Sam Darnold, who used to quarterback the Jets, who everyone said was the Jets' answer at quarterback, was the Jets' future quarterback for many years to come, was going to lead the Jets to the promised land. Didn't work out that way. And then you have the New York Football Jets, new coach who I like. I like the coach. They bring him over from the Niners, the defensive coordinator. A lot of energy, a lot of fire. I do like him. And, of course, the new quarterback, Zach Wilson, number 2 pick in the draft. Jets wanted Lawrence. They didn't get him. They get Zach Wilson. Now, here's the thing. All I heard about during the draft was how Trevor Lawrence was a once-in-a-generation type quarterback. So he gets drafted, goes number 1 to the Jaguars. Then here come the Jets. They take Zach Wilson. And everyone on ESPN who was analyzing the draft then said, Zach Wilson is a once-in-a-generation quarterback. Well, how could that possibly be? You just told me Lawrence was a once-in-a-generation quarterback. Now you're telling me Zach Wilson is. Then they told me Fields was. And oh, by the way, isn't Mahomes the once-in-a-generation quarterback? Come on! Does the overanalyzation of the draft just, it's mind-boggling with Kuiper up there babbling away. Oh, they just contradict each other all the time. You can't have 4 or 5 quarterbacks and say they're a once-in-a-generation player. That makes no sense. Oh, my goodness. Mahomes is a once-in-a-generation. Oh, no, Lawrence is a once-in-a-generation. No, Zach Wilson is a once-in-a-generation. Wait, Fields is. Come on. Oh, the people on the draft are so annoying in the way they talk. With the 455th pick, the Bengals take the offensive tackle from Buffalo. And you got Kuiper on there telling you what a good value pick it is. Oh, they're so contradictory. And then in one moment they're telling you, they don't grade players on how they do in the weight room. And then like 10 picks later they'll say, oh, this guy's a beast in the weight room. Well, that doesn't make any sense. You just said you don't care what he does in the weight room. Now you're telling me you do. Which is it? Oh, the draft just drives you crazy. Also, one of the Jets' big free agent acquisitions, the Jets' Lawson, he's out for the year already. Typical Jet luck, right? You sign Lawson, he's already out for the year. As far as this game, listen, I'm sure Darnold wants revenge here in the biggest way. You wouldn't expect much from either one of these teams. I know Carolina has McCaffrey, you got Darnold here. You wouldn't think you're going to get too much from the Jets. This is a bizarre game, and I would stay away from this game. If I had to pick it, I'd move it to 11.5 and take the Jets just because I like the coach. I think he's tough. I think he's going to have the team ready to play. I think they'll at least hang in the game. It's a strange game. I would stay away from it. If I had to play it, I'd move it to 11.5 and take the Jets just to hang around in the game. But again, you just don't know. What are you going to get from Wilson here? What are you going to get from him? You haven't seen much of him. He looked pretty good in preseason, but preseason. So I would personally stay away from this game. If I had to play it, I'd move it to 11.5 and take the Jets just because I don't think Carolina, despite Donald McCaffrey, is going to be all that great. So that would be pick number 3. Pick number 4. Yep, right off the bat. Right away. My bags are packed. I usually don't travel week 1, but I do not want to miss this one. Let's go down to Houston, Texas, and that's a U. That's the way I say Houston, with a U. Where the Jacksonville Jaguars are -3 against the Houston Texans. What a mess this is, but I don't want to miss it. I'm going. Who's with me? Let's go! My bags are packed, my suitcase is ready. I want to hang out in Houston, and I want to watch Jacksonville and the Texans go at it. We'll have some barbecue down there. I mean, we'll get a Trevor Lawrence jersey. Matter of fact, since the Cowboys will be off on Sunday, we'll invite the Cowboy cheerleaders down for this game. Barbecue, Cowboy cheerleaders, Jacksonville, Houston. Oh, yeah! Jacksonville, of course, with Urban Meyer as the head coach. We'll see how long he lasts. You know him. He likes to win and win big and do it quickly. They have Trevor Lawrence. Here's the bad news about Jacksonville. Bad offensive line. They lose the running back ETN for the year. So that's putting a lot of pressure on Lawrence right away. Bad offensive line, your back's out for the year. And then you got the Texans, and they have become a complete train wreck. Wasn't it just 2 years ago that the Texans were up 24-0 against the Chiefs in the playoffs, the year the Chiefs won the Super Bowl? Texans blow that game. Then they trade away the receiver to Arizona. Now, you know, J.J. Watt's on Arizona as well. The Deshaun Watson story is just mind-boggling. He's on the roster. He's probably going to sit the whole year. You're not going to know what's going to happen to him until the new year. He wanted to be traded. Texans didn't want to trade him. Then he got into all this legal trouble. Now the Texans can't trade him. And what was... it's hard to comment on these stories, but what kind of stuff are you getting involved here? Getting involved with? You're a professional quarterback. You're in the limelight. I mean, come on. You listen to that story and the Trevor Bauer story, and you're just shaking your head about what's going on here. And I don't know how this is all going to play out, but come on. So Culley, the new coach of the Texans, is like, what did I just walk into? It's like, you know, getting in like a, you know, an expensive suit, getting out of your car and stepping in mud. That's what Culley must feel like. Talk about a mess. Talk about a mess. The Texans have Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. I mean, I guess he provides a little stability. He's a veteran quarterback. Jacksonville's favored here, on the road. Worst record in football last year, they're favored on the road with a rookie quarterback, bad offensive line, and no running back. That shows you how bad they think the Texans are going to be. Listen, it's week 1. I know the Texans are going to be bad, real bad. But I'm moving the line to 9 and taking them anyway. If I'm ever going to take the Texans, it will be here. I don't feel all that comfortable with Jacksonville as a favorite on the road. I just don't. I mean, how good are they going to be? This is a messy, ugly, sloppy, just disaster. But I'm going anyway, and you guys are coming with me. My bags are packed. Jacksonville Texans. Down in the great state of Texas, we're going to have some barbecue. We're getting a Trevor Lawrence jersey, and we're inviting the Cowboy cheerleaders down who have the Sunday off because they're the Thursday game. So they got nothing to do. They can come down and hang out with us. My bags are packed. I'm going to go Texans plus 9, a 2-team teaser. Just for purposes of the show here. Again, I wouldn't go anywhere near this game. It's too messy. But that would be pick number 4. My bags are packed. Pick number 5. Let's go down to Nashville, Tennessee. Very interesting game here. Where the Tennessee Titans are -3 against the Arizona Cardinals. Of course, Arizona now has J.J. Watt. Very important year, I think, for the quarterback Murray and the coach Kingsbury. Very important year for both. And that's a tough division. Seattle, San Francisco, the Rams. Tough division. Of course, Arizona's got Hopkins. They had A.J. Green with him as well. Tennessee, they had Julio Jones. They had the pass rusher, Bud Dupree. Tennessee desperately needed a pass rush. This is a very interesting game. 2 good teams. Very interesting game. I'd keep an eye on this game. It's a game you want to watch. I'm going to move the line to 9 and take Arizona. I think it's a close game either way. I think it's a field goal game either way. So I feel comfortable moving it to 9, thinking Arizona will at least hang in the game. It's a tough game, though. Very tough game. And if you told me you think Tennessee's going to win, I could not argue with you. I think Tennessee's going to be a good team. Arizona, very interesting year for them. Like I said, tough division. We'll see about Murray at quarterback. If he keeps getting better. Kingsbury's coach. Remember, they kind of faded out at the end of last year. Got off to a very hot start. Dipped down. Very important year for Arizona. This is a tough way to start the season. Tough way to start the season. Being it's week 1 conservatively, I'll move the line to 9 and take Arizona. Like I said, though, if you like Tennessee to win, I couldn't argue with you. Pick number 5. Pick number 6, let's go down to D.C., the capital, where the L.A. Chargers are -1.5 against the Washington football team. I guess Washington's going to stick with that name. Thought they might change to the Red Tails or the Red Hogs. Looks like they're going to stick with the Washington football team. You know Washington's MO, really good defense led by Chase Young, can play some defense. What are they going to do on offense? Their new quarterback is just Ryan Fitzpatrick. We just can't get rid of Ryan Fitzpatrick, can we? He always seems to pop up somewhere. And you know what you're going to get from him. He can play good for small amounts of time. But as as he gets long in the tooth, he starts to play less and less good. He can give you a few games, but he's got only a certain amount of mileage on those tires. Washington's bread and butter is their defense. They're going to win on defense, and they can play some defense. Chase Young is a monster. He's a beast. He's awesome. And then you got the Chargers' new coach, Staley, and I love the quarterback, Justin Herbert. I am really impressed with him. I really like him. The Chargers have their quarterback for the next decade. He looks like a stud. A stud. An absolute stud. Of course, that's a tough division as well because you have the Chiefs in there with Mahomes. You got to deal with him the next decade. Very interesting game. The Chargers are favored on the road here in Washington. I'm going to move the line to 7.5 and take Washington. I think this is a slobber knocker game, hard-hitting, low-scoring, defensive, and I think Washington hangs around in this game. And I generally, for the most part, like taking home teams with points and pushing it even further with the 2-team teaser. Because again, most of the games are close. So now you got Washington who's home and you're getting 7.5 points. If I asked you who was going to win this game, could you tell me with any certainty who was going to win? 50% of you would say the Chargers, 50% would say Washington. That's why I like the 2-team teaser, especially here. I certainly like Washington with 7.5 at home to at least hang around. That's pick number 6. Pick number 7. Let's go down to Atlanta, yeah. The Atlanta Falcons -3.5 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Atlanta aging quarterback with Matt Ryan. Another new coach, Smith. New coaches all over the league. Falcons, disappointing year last year. Of course, no more Julio Jones. It's going to be strange not seeing him out there in that Falcon jersey. Philadelphia, another new coach, Nick Sirianni. We'll see about their quarterback situation. How is Hurts going to play? Philly also has Minshew and Flacco on the roster, but how is Hurts going to play? That's going to determine the Eagles. He showed some signs last year, Hurts, but do we know for sure he's going to be the quarterback of the future? No, we don't. We got to see more of him. I'm going to move the line to 9.5 and take the Eagles just because I don't think the Falcons are capable of blowing anyone out. So I'll move it to 9.5, take the Eagles there. Again, let's keep an eye on Hurts, see how he develops. And on the other side, how much does Matt Ryan have left? Is Atlanta going to play any sort of defense? We'll see. But I'm taking the Eagles plus 9.5. That's pick number 7. Pick number 8. Oh, here's a wacky game. Let's go to the jungle in Cincinnati, where the Minnesota Vikings are -3.5 against the Cincinnati Bengals. Remember, the Bengals lost Burrow for all of last year just about. They were competitive when he played. When he went out, they fell apart. He's back. Didn't play at all in the preseason, though. So again, who knows about him? Kind of like Prescott. He has ability, but he's coming off a major injury. And then you got the Vikings. Oh, my. With Cousins. Oh, no. And Zimmer. Oh, God. Oh, no. You know, Minnesota and Cousins and Zimmer are always underwhelming. they can play a good game, but they never do it consistently. It's always one step forward, two steps back with them. Is the defense going to be any better? Because the defense was awful last year. Cousins is up and down. They lose Rudolph to the Giants. This is a messy. This is just... How do you pick this game? For purposes of the show, I'll move it to 9.5 and I'll take the Bengals. I like taking the home teams with points and getting more points in the teaser. And I just can't trust Minnesota, especially on the road. I just can't. But again, is this going to be one of my favorite plays this week? Is it going to be one of your favorite plays this week? It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Ouch. Take Cincinnati plus 9.5. You know it's week one. You know it's week one when I'm taking the Jets, the Texans, the Bengals. I probably won't take much of those teams this year, but it's week one. I'm getting some points. Why not? Oh, boy. All right, that's pick number 8. Pick number 9. Let's go to the Motor City in Detroit with the San Francisco 49ers a minus 7.5 against the Detroit Lions. Detroit, another new coach, Dan Campbell. New quarterback, Goff. Remember, Stafford's on the Rams now. So Goff is now the quarterback of Detroit. It's funny how things change so quickly. Didn't I just watch Goff against the Patriots in the Super Bowl? What was that, just like 3 years ago? I mean, the Rams get to the Super Bowl with him just a few years ago, and now he's already been jettisoned out to another team. That's how quickly things change in the NFL. San Francisco, Garoppolo will be back this year. Remember, he missed all last year. The Niners, of course, were in the Super Bowl as well just a couple years ago. They also draft Lance. We'll see if he gets any playing time. Niners, you have to think are going to be much improved. You have to think Detroit's going to be awful. I'm going to move the line to 1.5 and take the Niners. I think the Niners are just too good for Detroit. Detroit's going to have to show me that they can play with the big boys, and I think the Niners will be at least a decent team this year. They'll be a lot better than last year. So I'm taking the Niners there. Move it to 1.5. That is pick number 9. Pick number 10. Oh, circle this game. You have to watch this game. Let's go to Kansas City. With the Kansas City Chiefs, led by Patrick Mahomes, a minus 6. 6 against the Cleveland Browns. And we know the Browns are going to be good. That shows you how much they respect the Chiefs, 6-point favorites. Browns, led by Mayfield, get Odell Beckham Jr. back. I like that they added Clowney on defense. Now you got Clowney and Garrett. You keep Clowney healthy, you got 2 really good pass rushes. You'd expect Cleveland to be very good this year. This is a must-watch game. Must-watch game. I'm going to move the line to 12 and take the Browns. I would also look to play the over in this game. If you play it in a teaser, bet the game, use the points to bring the spread down, then bet it over in a 2-team teaser. You have to think there's going to be a boatload of points in this game. I know it's week 1, but still, both of these teams can score. You have to think that they are going to put some points on the board. And you know the Chiefs are always capable. And you think the Browns would be able to score some points on the Chiefs as well. This is a must-watch game. Must-watch. But with the spread, I'll go Browns plus 12. I think it's a shootout. I'll look for the over in that game as well. That's pick number 10. You expect both of those teams to have big-time seasons. Pick number 11. Big division matchup here. Let's go to Foxborough, Massachusetts. With the New England Patriots, a minus 3 against the Miami Dolphins. New England starting the young rookie Mac Jones. And, of course, Cam Newton is gone. We'll see how Jones plays at quarterback. Miami, of course, going with Tua. You know, there's been some rumors that Miami might trade Tua to the Texans for Watson. I don't know when that's going to happen. I would hold off on that. Like I said, you don't know what's going to happen with Watson legally till January. You don't want to touch him just yet. And listen, Tua, he's a high-character guy, a good kid, and he has ability. I know he had that major injury, but let's give him a little time. He only played a few games last year before we start pulling the plug on him and start thinking about Watson, who's got his own problems. And I know Watson can play. It's not about that. You don't know what's going to happen with Watson legally and if the league's going to suspend him. Maybe next year. He might not play this year, and he may get suspended some of next year, but we don't know. So it's hard for Miami to make these trades now. I would give Tua a look here. Let's see what he can do before we start, pulling the plug on him as well. Big division game to start it off. I'm going to move the line to 9 and take Miami. New England starting a rookie quarterback. I think this game is going to be close. I really do. I think it's going to be close. Asking a lot for a rookie quarterback in week 1 to blow out a division rival. So I like Miami plus 9 in week 1. Very interesting game. I'm definitely going to take a peek at that one. That's pick number 11. Pick number 12. Let's go to the Meadowlands in New Jersey. Not too far from here. With the Denver Broncos a -3 against the New York Football Giants. Denver going with Bridgewater over Locke. I was a little surprised about that. I thought Locke was going to be the starter. They go with Bridgewater. So Bridgewater is the starter. You figure Denver's defense is going to be good. That's their calling card. Giants, they should be better this year. They get Barkley back. They traded for Galladay. They get Rudolph back. They get Rudolph from the Vikings, I should say. How is Jones going to progress? Is he going to get better? He has ability, but how good is he going to be? And he's got to stop with the butterfingers. He's got to hang on the ball. He can't keep fumbling it all over the place. So we'll see about Jones. You get Barkley back. You had Galladay. You had Rudolph. They made some moves in the offseason. You have to think the Giants are going to be better. And like I said, that division is wide open. Wide open. And by the way, the NFL, they're playing 17 games this year. I got to get used to that. So the winner of that division could be 9 and 8. Whether it be Dallas, Philly, Washington, Giants. You got to figure they're all going to be close. Division's wide open. Giants should be better. And my theme today and throughout the year, when you have a home team getting points and you could push it to even more with a teaser, I like that. So I'm going to move the line to 9 and take the Giants. I have the home field, I have 9 points. If I asked you again, and I'm being repetitive, who do you think is going to win this game outright? You guys would probably have a tough time picking a winner here. It's a tough game. But move it to 9 with the Giants home field. I kind of like the Giants there. And listen, no thing's a sure thing. I know that. But if I'm to play that particular game, I like the Giants with 9 on their home field to at least be in the game. I think they'll be better this year. That's pick number 12. Pick number 13, I was ready to say, let's go down to New Orleans, but they have moved this game because of the hurricane to Jacksonville. And by the way, the hurricane caused all sorts of havoc across the country. I had 3 floods up here in New York. I know people that had 5 feet of water in their house. You don't realize how much damage water can cause. So all the people suffering around the country, I'm thinking about you. Water can cause an incredible amount of damage. And like I said, up here in New York, we've had people that had 3 different floods this year with no flood insurance, some of them. That's tough. That's tough. Water can wreak havoc on your life. So I wish all you the best who are suffering with the remnants of the hurricane. The Green Bay Packers, the team with the most championships and Super Bowls combined, a -4.5 against New Orleans. Who dat? I said, who dat? The game is in Jacksonville, moved out of New Orleans. Happy to see Rodgers back with Green Bay. Rodgers should finish his career in Green Bay. I was tired of listening to all the Aaron Rodgers stories over the offseason. How he wants out, and he's unhappy, and he's disrespected, blah, 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 blah. Never once did he say he cared about the Green Bay fans. I'm disrespected, I didn't like that coach, this offense, that. I understand some of it, but Rodgers, you're a Packer. You should stay a Packer for the rest of your career. Play ball! Play ball! And he is on the Packers this year, so that's good. He should stay with the Packers his whole career. New Orleans, new era. No more Drew Brees. We're going to miss him. Winston gets the start. Winston beats out Hill for the starting quarterback role. So much for Hill being the next Steve Young, by the way. I guess we can throw dirt on that. Saints coach Peyton for years has been saying Hill's as good as Steve Young. No. No. He can play. He's good in that role as a Swiss Army knife. He's not Steve Young. Not even close. He couldn't even beat out Winston. And Winston has ability. He can throw. Problem with Winston is he can throw for 500 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. That's his problem. Michael Thomas will miss a few weeks. I feel like I say that every year. Michael Thomas is going to miss some weeks to start the year. He missed a lot of time last year. Need him on the field. This is a strange game because the game's in Jacksonville. I know Green Bay is going to be good. I don't think New Orleans is going to be as awful as everyone thinks. Everyone thinks because no Drew Brees that they're going to be flat out awful. They have a lot of talent still on this team. I'm going to move the line to 10.5 and take the Saints just to hang around. Just to hang around. I don't think they're as bad as everyone says. Now, Winston, please, don't be throwing interceptions all over the field. Please. Game should be a shootout in Jacksonville. Should be a lot of points. I didn't look at the over in this game, but I will do so. That game looks like it could go over. But I'm going to move the line to 10.5, take the Saints. I was definitely going to take them at home in the Superdome, getting all those points. But I'll take them here. I don't think they're going to be as bad as everyone thinks. I'll take the Saints plus 10.5 to at least hang around in Jacksonville. That's pick number 13. By the way, one more thing on Michael Thomas being out. I also heard the Saints might trade him to Jacksonville. There's been a lot of rumors about that, so we'll keep an eye on that. That's pick number 13. Pick number 14. Let's go to Los Angeles, sunny LA, where the LA Rams. And I say that because someone got on me a few years ago, when the Chargers, who were in San Diego forever, moved to LA, and during one of my shows, I accidentally said, the San Diego Chargers, and this guy jumped on me. It's the LA Chargers. You should know that. Thanks, I didn't know. I made a simple mistake. The Chargers were in San Diego forever. Even the announcers had trouble getting used to that. And like a week later when they moved, I accidentally said San Diego Chargers, and this guy jumps on me. It's Los Angeles. You should know that. Thanks. Thanks for correcting me. Now go get your shine box. Unbelievable how some people are. That's what they focus on. It's not San Diego anymore. It's LA. Thanks, man. I didn't know. What a buffoon. Oh, boy. People just love to jump on you for small stuff like that. Unbelievable. Uncanny. So it's the LA Rams. LA. Minus 7.5 against the Chicago Bears. This is the Sunday Night Football game. Stafford is now the new Ram quarterback. And like Winston, can Stafford please stay away from the interceptions? The Rams have a solid defense. He needs to lean on that defense. Don't try and do too much. Don't mess it up, Stafford. Don't mess up the good juju, as they said in Silver Linings Playbook. Don't mess it up. Let your defense win you the game. Don't try and do too much like you felt you had to do in Detroit. You have a great defense here in LA. They have a good, solid defense on all levels. They can win the game on their own. Don't muck it up, Stafford. And then you got Chicago, another good defensive team. It looks like Dalton will be their starter. Remember, they have Fields also on the roster. They have Foles on the roster. Some people were saying they should have signed Cam Newton. I mean, where are you going to put him in all this? And by the way, now everyone thinks Fields is going to be the greatest quarterback in the world, too. Oh. Fields was supposed to go number 2 in the draft. Then he fell all the way down. They liked him. They bashed him. Now they love him again. Please. And I love in preseason when you go like 2 for 4 for 30 yards, they call you like the next Aaron Rodgers. Oh, please. Someone said that about Zach Wilson, going back to him. Somebody on ESPN said Zach Wilson reminds them of Aaron Rodgers. Oh, come on. And they said Mahomes, they remind them of Mahomes, too. Okay, so Zach Wilson is Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. Is he the bionic man as well? Oh, please, with the over and out. Just kick off the games already. Kick off the games already. I can't take any more of this overanalyzing players from preseason performances. Enough. Enough! Rams minus 7.5 at home against Chicago. I would look to the under in this game, especially in a teaser. I'm going to move the line to 1.5 and take the Rams. I just think the Ram defense will be all over Dalton. I like the Rams in this spot. It's asking a lot for Chicago to go into Los Angeles and win the game. So I like the Rams here to get the job done. That's pick number 14. Pick number 15. This is the Monday Night Football game, I believe it is. With the Baltimore Ravens are minus 4.5 against the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders will have fans in the stands finally for their new stadium. Opened the new stadium last year but had no fans. Baltimore, we'll see about Jackson. Been great in the regular season. He's been a little shaky in the playoffs, to say the least. He's got a lot to prove there. You expect Baltimore to be good. They're always good. I know they lost a couple running backs, but they always seem to find a way to be good. Vegas, it's time for Carr and Gruden to put up or shut up. And I know this is also a tough division. I mean, like I said, you got the Chiefs in there, so you know it's tough. It's time for Carr and Gruden to put up or shut up. I like Chucky Gruden. I like his antics. He's won a Super Bowl. He got close with the Raiders as well the first time when they were in Oakland. I like him as a coach. A lot of people think, though, his old school tactics don't work. Maybe true. So far, it's been a little underwhelming as the coach of the Raiders. What about Carr? Where is he? It's time for the Raiders to put up or shut up, because if they don't do it this year, that could be in for Carr, and people are going to start taking shots at Mr. Chucky Gruden. You know, the Raiders go 7-9 this year. The bloom is off the rose. Chucky. You know, the Grim Reaper and Vader and all those crazy people in the end zone want results now. Big year for the Raiders. They have to start doing some things. I'm going to move the line to 10.5 and take the Raiders. Home, wild crowd, Monday Night Football. I think they're in the game for sure. And again, a theme. Home team getting points. I could push it to even more points with the teaser. I like that. That's pick number 15. And pick number 16. Let's go to Indianapolis. A very interesting game here where the Seattle Seahawks are minus 2.5 against the Indianapolis Colts. Again, like Rodgers, happy to see Wilson back on Seattle. There was a lot of rumblings about him wanting out. Russell Wilson is a Seahawk. He's a Seahawk. He should be a Seahawk his whole career. His whole career. Figure it out. Figure it out. Figure it out. I don't want to hear Russell Wilson. They're going to trade him, please. Or he wants out. He's not happy. Blah, 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 blah. Russell Wilson is a Seahawk and should finish his career in Seattle. And you hope him and Pete Carroll are on the same page. Because I like them both. Seahawks, like the Ravens, always seem to put it together. They always seem to be a good team. And then you got the Colts. Remember, Rivers is retired. Colts had a decent year last year, gave Buffalo all they could handle in the playoffs. Rivers is retired, although now he said he might come back. Well, Rivers, what is it? You just retired, now you might come back, and when are you coming back? Next year? Come on. Surprised Andrew Luck hasn't come back. He stayed retired. Looks like Wentz will be the quarterback. He comes over. He's been hurt, but it looks like he will start. Brissett, of course, gone as well. He's in Miami now. T.Y. Hilton out this week. He always seems to be hurt as well. He's out for a few weeks. So Seattle minus 2.5 in Indianapolis. Let's say both of these teams are going to be good. And again, what's my theme been today? Home teams getting points, and with the teaser getting more points. So I will take the 2.5, make it 8.5, and I'll take the Colts and feel very, very well that way. That's what I'm liking. That's what I liked last year and the year before that, and that, and that, and that. A lot of games in the NFL are close. Not many home teams get blown out. So I like Indianapolis plus 8.5. Again, if I asked you who was going to win this game straight up, Seattle, Indianapolis, what would you say? You'd be on the fence. 50% of you would like the Colts, 50% of you would like the Seahawks. But move it to 8.5, with the Colts at home, and I think more you would like the Colts that way, right? That's the way to play that game. So there you go. That's week number 1. Looking forward to a very big season this year. I'll be back with you every Tuesday. We'll go through the picks. We'll have a lot of fun doing it. Go slow at the start. See what's going on. Get a feel for everything. Start betting heavy maybe in October. Pick a lot of winners. Make a lot of money. Thanks as always for the support. I'm glad to be back. I hope you are doing well out there. Let's have a big season. Let's have a fun season. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. I will talk to you next Tuesday. Take care.